Hi guys, welcome to Accounts Tech Accounting Simplified. If this is the first time you are visiting our channel, hello. We in this channel will be learning about accounts in a most simplified way. So please do join our community and help us grow. So we will be continuing with basics of accounting. Under that, we'll be learning organization, economic events, identification, measurement, recording, and communication. So the first topic is organization. What is an organization? Basically, organization is a business enterprise. So the business enterprise can be for profit or not profit. So organization simply is a business enterprise which operates for the profit or not for the profit. Both can be termed as an organization. So based on the levels and size of the operations that happens within an organization, it can be classified as sole proprietary concern, partnership firm, cooperative society or company, local authority or municipal corporation or any other association of persons. Like these are just the few examples of what an organization can be classified as. There can be much more. There is something called as Hindu undivided family. There is like association of persons. So there can be so many other organizations which can be formed. So in general, we can say that an organization is just an association of persons, and there will be different sizes and levels of operations in the organization. Next, we'll be learning what is an economic event. So when we look at the term economic events, we already know economic means the monetary term. So economic itself includes money. So what is an economic event? It is basically happening of a consequence to a business organization which consists of transactions and which are measurable in the monetary terms. So it is basically the resultant of the transactions which are happening within the business organization, which have to be measurable in monetary terms. Only then we will call it as economic events. If it is something which is happening in a non-monetary term, then it is not called as an economic events. Those are classified as non-economic events, but mostly whatever we record or account for is usually the economic events. For example, purchase of machinery, preparation of the site, transportation of machinery, installation to put it to use, expenditure incurred on the trial runs. So if you see at this example, every single transaction that has happened will include money in it. If you're purchasing a machinery, you will be paying cash. If you're preparing the site, you will be paying, various charges to various people to clean it and to build any platform if needed, so on and so forth. So this way we can see economic event itself means it is a transaction happening within the business organization, and it has to be measurable in the terms of money. So economic events can be internal or external. So what is an internal economic event? It is basically something that occurs entirely between the internal wings of the enterprise. So if you take a organization which is a little bigger, you can see that there are different wings within the enterprise. It is not like just there is just one proprietor there and everything is taken care of by him. No, it'll be like they have a purchases department, they have a sales department, they have a stock maintenance department. So what happens, if there are any transfers in between the departments, say for example there is stocks and we need some raw material in the production department. So what happens, the stock department will send the raw material to the production department. So there is a transfer, and also we account for this also, how much of raw material is taken from the stock. So it is termed in terms of money only. So that way this is an internal event because it is going from one wing within the organization to the another wing within the organization. So for example, supply of raw material from stores to the manufacturing department, or payment of wages to the employees. So these are called as internal events. There are also external events. So basically all that happens with the outsider, the one who is outside to the organization, is external events. What some of the examples can be like, sale of merchandise to the customers. You are rendering any purchases to some of the customers. You're purchasing raw materials from an external party, such things, and you're paying the monthly rent or it can also be like you're paying some bills of your organization. So these all are external events. So next we'll be seeing identification, measurement, recording and communication. Okay, till now we have understood what is an organization. And what will happen in an organization? There will be an economic event which happens in an organization. Now it is important for us to learn how to identify, measure, record and communicate a particular or a series of economic events that is taking place within an organization, because it cannot be like I will record each and everything. I have to see so many things before recording, or before completely bringing it into the books of my accounts. So for that it is important for us to learn how to identify, measure and record and communicate the events in a way that it can be given to the users of such information. So first thing is the identification. What is identification? It is identifying events which are to be recorded. So if I have a number of economic events given to me, I be able to identify what are all the events which I have to record. I cannot record each and every event. I have to identify what all should be recorded. Identifying and recording those activities that are of financial nature or relating to the organization. So basically here there are two things. First thing, it has to be relating to the organization. Second thing, it has to be in financial nature. Like say for example, if I have spent money on training my staff, so I would have incurred some expenses on it, which is in a financial nature. So I will be recording that expenses. But if something had happened outside the organization, which is not relevant to me, but still I have it in my events, so I will decide whether I have to record it or not record it. So that is why this identification is important. Like for example, sale of an asset, purchase of stationery, employee wages and salaries, payment of bills. So all these have to be identified and then recorded. If some of the key personnel left the company, even though it is an big event to the organization, I do not have to record it because there is no monetary terms to it. Yeah. Then any event relating to the organization but not of financial nature is not recorded. Like I told you, if there is any changes in the managerial policies, or if there is any depth of any personnel, these are not the monetary events. I cannot measure it in terms of money. So that time I will not be recording such information in the accounting books. And it's simple that we can understand there is no money associated with it. So this does not go in the books where we record only the monetary transactions. Then measurement. Measurement is basically quantifying a transaction, right? That is in terms of money, right? So you cannot just randomly say that, okay, machinery purchased. Even though it's a monetary event, I have to know how much is expended or invested in it. So that way we have to quantify a transaction. That is the measurement. And under measurement, there are various policies that we follow, but we will learn that in the further and the future videos that will be coming up. But for now, understand that measurement is simply quantifying a transaction in terms of money, that is rupees or dollars, euros, yen, in any currency. Basically we all follow a currency to record the accounts. So we will quantify a transaction in that currency to put it into the books of accounts. Then anything that cannot be quantified will not be recorded, even if the event is significant to the organization. For example, one of our key personnel died, one of the directors died. It is very important event, like it can affect the performance of the company, but there is no basis of money to it. So even if it is a very significant one, I'm not going to put it into the books of accounts. That is what measurement it is. So we will only quantify a transaction and record it in terms of the money. Next, recording. Once identified and measured. So now I have identified an economic event. I have measured it in terms of money. Transactions are recorded in a chronological order. This is very important. It has to be recorded in a chronological order, that is on a timely basis. I cannot say that I first, put the transaction that happened on 4th December, then I'll put the transaction that have happened on 1st December. No, it should always go according to time. Say for example, even in a day, a series of events had happened according to the particular time, even though I'll not be specifying the time, but I will record it in a very, very time appropriate basis. That is what comes, like if I have done a transaction in the morning, it will come on top, because that is how much of chronology is important for recording the transactions. So in a manner that a financial information can be summarized as per well established practice and made available whenever needed. So why is this recording important? We have to record the transactions so that it can be summarized in a systematic format and the information can be made available to the people who need it. So lastly, communication. Okay, now we have identified the transaction, we have measured it, and we have also recorded it. The last thing we will do is communicate it. So how will we communicate it? Through the accounting reports. When I say communication, it can be both internal and external. So if I am a business organization and I'm performing some activities, there are so many people involved in such activities. So it is my duty to show that what I'm doing in my business. For that, we need communication. And how will we communicate? It is through the accounting reports. So it provides information to the users to access the financial position of the organization for decision making. So say for example, if I have somebody wants to join into my organization, if I don't even show what is my financial position, if I don't even show how I'm operating, if I don't even show what are the finances involved in my business organization, then how will they be able to assess where do I stand? What is my financial position? It is important for them to know what I'm doing with the money that is being invested here and how the money is getting circulated. Right? So that way it is very important for us to communicate the information that is being recorded. So how will we do it? With the help of the reports. Reports can be daily, weekly, monthly or quarterly depending on the needs of the users. So not everybody has the same need of reports. As a bank, if I have to issue loan, I will say you give me the 3 years of accounting statements. Or if I'm somebody within the organization, I'm a director and I want to know what is happening, I will say I want the daily reports. I say I want the weekly reports. So it can be of any time length. There is no particular length that it has to be prepared only at this time, you will get only this information. So it depends on the needs of the users. And an important element in the communication process is the accountant's ability and efficiency in presenting the relevant information. So here it is not just about giving the accounting data to people. They have to put it in such a way that it is relevant for people to understand it, right? The accountant should be able to present it in a way that it is well communicated, and also he has to put in all the significant and relevant information in the report. So that is communication. So yes guys, thank you for being with us. That's it to this video. Please do like, share and subscribe our videos and help our community grow. This is a simple step we are taking towards making the accounting easy for so many people, because we just wanted to do it and help people who are in need of it. So thank you once again for joining us. We'll see you soon in the next video. Take care. Bye.